Hey, have you ever wanted to play a game based on the SpongeBob movie? Well, do I have the game for you? The SpongeBob Squarepants movie. This game has it all. You can drive, you can slide, there's jumping, there's rolling, there's even intense combat scenarios, even if it's only one jellyfish. I thought that was cute. All jokes aside, this game is very underrated, arguably the most fun SpongeBob game, and well worth diving into. So let's just dive on into it. We begin the game at a crime scene outside the Krusty Krab.
Talk to me, Krabs.
Mr. Krabs is in shambles after a Krabby Patty was served with no cheese. So it's up to me, the manager, to save the day. With our only objective being to reach the Krusty Krab, we can simply enjoy the scenery and figure out some other things such as collecting various colors of weights, because we're men. The weights convert to skill points that are used to upgrade the skill tree. This game has depth, both literally and figuratively. We're on the bottom of the ocean. Unreal. And after staring at this awful looking fish for a while, I hop on the trampoline and bounce my way to the Krusty Krab. 1. Even though the intro cutscene showed me already there. But it was all a dream. Squidward ends up winning the manager position, so we just sulk on over to Goofy Goobers to drink away our sorrows. Meanwhile, Plankton deploys Plan Z and steals Neptune's crown, selling it off to Shell City, and then framing Mr. Krabs. Terrible stuff, but back to us.
Hey buddy, come on, wake up.
Waking up after a rough night at Goofy Goobers, SpongeBob is still messed up and he's running loose, so we must catch him.
SpongeBob!
What's up, Patrick?
Only thing standing in our way are these big peanut guys. You gotta dodge their breath. We get to swing on suspended ice cubes, jump on large quantities of ice cream, learn a new cartwheel move, and swiftly roll through the mystical ice cream forest. I feel like I'm telling a kid's story. Even take out some bad guys by the chocolate river. How exciting.
I missed you guys.
All up until we find SpongeBob standing up on this ledge. Let's talk to him. We head back to the Krusty Krab 2, where King Neptune confronts Mr. Krabs. I only make things worse, and when he's about to kill him, I sober up and strike up a deal. We'll get your crown back, just keep Krabs alive for now. Neptune agrees, so we head to the paddy wagon to begin our main quest. It's time to leave Bikini Bottom, a rare occurrence in the SpongeBob universe. All we have to do is make it out of town without taking too much damage. Buildings are falling, other things are breaking all around, but we made it out alive. Fantastic. Meanwhile, Plankton is creating his Buckethead army, even capturing Squidward. And to make things worse, we got carjacked by a local thug. Now we must advance on foot. So we're deployed into the dangerous desert, and our mission is to destroy Plankton's mind control towers. They're being used to hypnotize everyone here. This includes, but not limited to, the new floating guys. And with these enemies being suspended in the air, we'll have to learn the new uppercut move. Quite effective. The main feature of this level are the redneck fish that just laugh at you on a loop. I sat there for like a minute and it just kept going. They seem to be immune to the effects of Plankton's towers, but we'll see about that.
Fatality.
Good. That was successful. We're now very high in the air. I don't know how we got here, but we're in a bathtub, and the final 5 propaganda towers are ripe for destroying. I heard this game was made in a hurry, so adding multiple sliding tracks might have been their way to fill the quota, but I love this type of gameplay, so it works in my favor. There's a lot of hidden shortcuts you can take, a lot of wacky tunnels. It's like an SSX game, except not at all. We've escaped the desert. Time to move on. Meanwhile, Plankton hires the hitman, Dennis, to kill us. On the bright side, we found the paddy wagon, but the key is missing. It must be in the bar. Let's enter the bar. We get inside the Thug Tug, and that name can be misinterpreted if not careful. It's kind of weird that the guy who stole the paddy wagon doesn't have the key. It's this guy with a worm. The guy who actually stole the key is just a small version of himself with a big crowbar. And it's a good thing we learned this new flop move, allowing us to make an aerial attack on the enemy. This will make life much easier as we explore everything this oversized bar has to offer. My favorite being the disco room. It's real groovy in here. Oh, that was fun. Hey, look, it's the key. And it went down this tube. Let's slide down this tube and finish the mission.
I think we've got the key now, Patrick.
While enjoying our recent liberation, we spot an ice cream stand. Upon ordering, the cashier lady begins extending to extreme lengths. Uh-oh, it's actually a big red guy. We're in trouble.
I'll save you, SpongeBob!
It's the boss fight versus Big Red and Tongue Grandma. It's a rather simple encounter. He sits back while sending in Grandma with an ice cream cone. I hit her, he comes in, I hit him, he flies into a trench, and I repeat. We won, but she stole me, and then threw me into the air. And now we're being chased. Upon ejecting from the paddy wagon, it flies into a trench, gets eaten by Big Red gets eaten by Big Brown. Now without a vehicle, the only way across is through the trench. Let's descend. Speaking of descending, it's time to descend into the deepest, darkest depths of all time. This track is intense. On top of all the hazards and enemies littered throughout, the big monsters provide jump scares to throw you off. They didn't scare me though, because I'm brave. Although the moist, sopping wet caves with hairy moles flowing about made me a little uncomfortable. Besides that, it's a very long run, but it's fun. We did it. We're men. We now have mustaches. And now that we're men who reached the depths of this place, we'll have to advance on foot. To make a long story short, I learned the bowling move and was able to kill a big lobster with it. Or at least make him doubt himself. Then I rode on the back of a giant snake-like creature over a large pool of lava. I even got to hit some green eyeballs with a bowling ball off this ramp. And then most importantly, we left. Bringing us to our next destination, the garbage fields. Yucky. It seems Plankton has giant brainwashing televisions all over the dump, which is very similar to today's media. I am now a politics channel. Using our newly learned throw ability, we destroy the TVs in a glorious fashion. You can actually bypass a lot of the obstacles by using the upgraded moves, considering I was teleported after destroying this TV from long distance. I went through hell here, but I made it through with a big watermelon bounce toss. So, like forgetting to flush, we left the dump, but bad news. It seems Dennis has caught up to us.
Who are you?
Name's Dennis. I was hired to kill you.
A little intense for a kid's movie. He just jumps on platforms and throws items at me that I can deflect back at him with my level 2 karate upgrade. It was way too overpowered for this to be difficult in any way possible. It looks like our time is up. Dennis is ready to kill until he's... Yay! And even worse, it's the Cyclops, and he forcefully collects us. So after being forcefully collected, we pass out and arrive in the Gooberland Dream World. And after chasing around the peanut on a unicycle, we awaken the Shell City gift shop, all dried up and ready to become knickknacks, until the tear of a goofy goober creates a hydration effect, and we're back in motion. And with the crown now in our possession, it's time to ride it out of here. There's many wires to maneuver around, and the Cyclops keeps popping up in random places. It's an inefficient way to catch us, but I can't complain. We must spin the hoses, drop the lamps, allowing us to ascend all the way up to the ceiling and escape out the window. We've escaped, but now we're just aimlessly on the beach. But we're in luck. A generic lifeguard shows up to help. We're now on the lifeguard's hairy back, and while riding on the lifeguard's hairy back, in comes a familiar foe. Arriving on the very boot that squashed him, it's Dennis.
Did you miss me?
He says it's Dennis time, and just like before, I simply deflected all the attacks. I even took down an entire health state with one swing. Appear in Dennis's mouth and say, "This is it." No, there's a boat coming. With that out of the way, we don't get to see us being shot out of the lifeguard's chest, but we do arrive back in Bikini Bottom, or what is now the dystopian horror of Planktopolis. Time is ticking, and with Mr. Krabs on the brink of execution, we must get through this place quickly, while also destroying Plankton's giant mind control statues. This can be done with a newly learned heat-seeking guitar attack. It's one of the only moves not in Battle for Bikini Bottom, so originality. This place was filled with tough enemies and also some very tough platforming. It gave me some trouble, but we got in the pyramid. I solved Plankton's riddle with these interestingly placed buttons. I then got to the very top and sniped Plankton's final statue. Time to save Krabs and everything else. Time for the big break. After paying 50 tokens to get our paddy wagon back, we drive full speed through the crumbling city. And if we're too slow, our path will be blocked by falling debris. But no worries, nothing can stop us because we're men. Final stop, Krusty Krab 2.
I brought back King Neptune's crown, and I'm here to save Mr. Krabs.
Now inside the Krusty Krab, King Neptune is hypnotized and ready to kill.
Kill SpongeBob!
He's shooting a stream of sauce at me, so I must dodge that while also turning the tables at him. Then when he switches to his sniper, I use Krabs as a reflective shield so he stuns himself. Only then can I damage him with my music.
Hey!
Neptune then destroys the ground, leaving me little room to dodge his shock attacks and also his floating goons. With Goofy Goober Rock blaring through the restaurant, I can't play it because of copyright, I zone in and finish the mission. Freeing Neptune from Plankton's mind control, and then proving Mr. Krabs' innocence. We save Bikini Bottom. Whippy. Hoorah. And that's the game and video. I think I drank too much caffeine, so I'm kind of slurring words right now. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why don't you drop a like, maybe even a comment. And if you dislike the video, just know I have Dennis on speed dial. And like always, I appreciate the love and support I get every video. It means so much, I'm gonna force myself to the front of the screen. Hey, and that's about it for me. I'm gonna get eaten by a big peanut guy. Hello.